Hercules.
Hello everyone, welcome. I'm definitely gonna have to clip that out because there was a lot of music in that trailer. And even though this property is getting up there, I mean, it's about to be 30 years since this first aired and all of that good jazz, but it's still, I'm not even gonna attempt to justify that one. That was like pure, I forgot that trailer was basically just pure, like their intro is just basically pure music. There's no real like voiceover. And of course, we are talking about Hercules, The Legendary Journeys with Kevin Sorbo starring as Hercules. And it was a TV series that ran from 1995 all the way up through 1999. And honestly, this is one of my absolute favorite series ever. I mean, this is, I absolutely, the casting is fantastic. The chemistry is on point. There's so much to love and do, and the way that they break down, so it's very interesting because you get a mix of Greek and Roman mythology, and you even get some Norse mythology and Christianity in there. It's pretty crazy, but yeah, we're in 2022, so in 3 years this series will be 30 years old, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So there's so much proof that you don't need to be new to be good. But let's see who is here. Abigor, how's it going? Soul Assassin, yes, 30 years. No, you were old before, it just reminded you. Faye, what's going on, dear? Yes, 30 years. Brian, what's going on? Howdy. D Nice Gamer, what's going on? Anonymous, how are you? Chris Persia, always a privilege and very humbling to have you in the chat. Thank you. Chrysanth, what's going on? Yes, I did too. I watched this with my mom as a kid. My mom had a huge crush on Kevin Sorbo, but I mean, like, who didn't? I melted over this man. It was bad. Like, I think the only male character that I had a bigger crush on than Hercules was Han Solo. Just saying. And then followed quickly by Indiana Jones. So like the three of them are kind of up there at the top. Bush McFadden, what's going on? And Castillo showed up in Xena. Yeah, Callisto Castillo. Oh my goodness. Callisto showed up in Xena. Yes. 30 years young. That's right, Chris Persia. That is right. Darius Munchausen, how's it going? American Comic Company, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy. Legionist, what's going on? Okay. There you are, Raj. Howdy. So first things first, like I always try to do, I don't see any super chats. If that is incorrect, please let me know. But YouTube, I don't see anything on the back end. And YouTube is not letting me like review anything that came in any further back than the last 10 minutes. So I'm not really sure what's going on with YouTube today. It's the back behind the scenes stuff is really screwy today. I'm not really sure what's happening. But on the donation side, Thank you so much. We've got Raj Williams for 5 Canadian. Thank you, Raj. Says, cool choice, Lady G. I used to watch both Hercules and Xena back in the day and look forward to the stream. Yes, I watched them both as well. I loved Xena. I used to try and do her like warrior cry. I don't know how Lucy Lawless pulled that off, but it was just, oh man, it was fantastic. She was perfectly cast. She's gone a bit off the deep end lately, but hey, you know what? We will always have Xena. Nobody can take that away from us. So yeah, I am really looking forward to it. And Cybot for $5. Thank you so much, Cybot. Says, hi, Lady G. Hercules is an epic tale that you would honestly have to struggle to get wrong, and this movie did a fantastic job of getting it right. Almost Conan-esque. As usual, we'll miss the stream, but look forward to the next book club meeting. I do as well, Cybot. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. We are doing the Three Musketeers this month. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And this will be the first month that I will present at the end. I'll have 3 choices of books for you each to vote on. And then you are able to bring one book that you have read that is not part, that is either, so like we're not starting series just yet. So it has to be a standalone book. It has to be one that you have read. And it has to not be any of, like, if you show up with the bell jar, I'm gonna throw a cupcake at your face. You're gonna get an assault cupcake. All right, that's just what's gonna happen. All right. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this month's stream. Last month we read Treasure Island, and it was so great. And the month before that was A Tale of Two Cities, and the general feedback was that they really enjoyed it. So I'm really looking forward to jumping into this with this month's book, because The Three Musketeers is one of my favorites. These have all been some of my favorites, so it's been great to get to share it with all of you guys. But like I said, I don't see any super chats, and that does it for the donation side for now. So we're gonna get into this now. Hercules did make films based. So you had 4 films and you had 5 seasons. And honestly, like in the 90s, 5 seasons, 5 consecutive seasons. I think there's a total of like 130 episodes or something like that. I have to look. I own all 5 seasons, FYI. I don't know where, but they're in that collection somewhere. But it's so fantastic, and there's a lot of people in here that I'm like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot that they were in this. Like, I forgot Michael Hurst was in. I forgot that this was Michael Hurst. I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot about him. And he is like the main, outside of Hercules, he is like one of the main characters. And so it was really great to go back. Gina Torres is an actress that I've really enjoyed watching lately. And she's in like season 4 of this. And then of course, we have the Xena crossovers with Lucy Lawless, which were just absolutely fantastic. And he did some crossovers into Xena, and it was just fantastic. The chemistry between the two of them was really great. So it's sad that the two of them don't get along anymore, but you know, that is the nature of the beast. Yes, hey Dan Blackroyd, I do agree, these do need to make a comeback. So many great shows made them back in the day. For absolutely 100%, completely agree with you. Hail the lore, how's it going? Brogram, what's up? I'm so happy to see you guys dropping by the chat. I'm actually really excited for this. What now, Chris Persia? There's 5 seasons, 95 to 99, and then there's 4 films. Did I miscount? Where are you looking, Chris Persia? Where are you finding this information? What is this? So hold on, I need to count. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. That's 5 seasons. There's only 5. I swear to God, if there's a 6th season that I don't know about, I will rain fire down on somebody. Probably myself, because it's my fault. But I'm pretty sure this show only ran This show only ran from 95 to 99. And that's five seasons. And then there were 4 films. Bush McFadden, you are trolling and I know it. There's 4 movies. You know what? Fine. Here. Watch me get nailed for my own like random humming. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Let's see. Oh my God, that does say season 6. No, there's only 5 seasons. No. I'm about to rage. Hold on.
Now, for the first time ever, the 4 original groundbreaking movies which have not been seen since their original airing.
Yeah, 4 films. There's 4 movies. Okay, they're counting the movies as a season. Sweet Jesus. I was like, okay. I appreciate. Yes, Bush McFadden, I am losing it. Okay, so they're counting the movies as a season. That does make some kind of sense. Miss Martin, hello, love. Okay, so I appreciate that you guys are looking it up on IMDb. I don't use IMDb because they have gotten a lot of stuff wrong. I mean, there was like a significant amount of stuff wrong with some, like, it was not good. There was a really short 6th season. No, there was a film. There was like it's called a mini series. Like, so you had the 5 seasons, and then you had the mini series, like, just to tie some stuff up. But that's not a season. Listen here. I'm about to fight all of you. There's an 8-episode 6th season. Okay, fine. What does all right, let's go to IMDb. What does it say? I can't believe I'm doing this. I hate IMDb. Hold on. We're going to do it over here so you guys don't see how bad I spell. Okay. All right, here we go. Here is IMDb. Where are you at? Season 3, season 5. Xena! Where are y'all finding where it says... Okay. Am I missing it? Oh, nope, there it is. God dang it. Interesting. I only have 5 seasons. Okay. Well, there we go. We're gonna bounce because I'm gonna go watch season 6 now because I forgot about it. I know I've definitely seen it because I've seen the end of Hercules, but I only own 5 seasons. Hang on. I need to go shopping. Yeah, the last season in the movies I definitely need to rewatch because I'm over here thinking that there was only 5. I think it's probably because season 6 is so short. I just like put it in with season 5. So that's okay. I got no problem going back and watching it. So we'll talk since we're here on IMDb. Yes, it is my precious. It will be mine. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I can watch it right here. So here is Hercules and the Amazon Women. How many of you put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this one and a 2 if you haven't? I'm just curious how many of you guys have seen this. This, in my humble opinion, oh dang it, you can see her. So I love, like, Roma Downey is just absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous, and she's a good actress, which seems to be in short supply today. But she's just like absolutely breathtaking. So to see the two of them on screen together was fascinating. And Anthony Quinn is literally the perfect, like, I compare all other Zeuses to Anthony Quinn's Zeus. I simply do. Like, I don't know how you could not. You know what I mean? I just, so for, no, go away, young Hercules. We don't talk about you. Oh, the Lost Kingdom. There's so many. Look at this. In the underworld and in the Maze of the Minotaur and the Circle of Fire. There is so much to love, guys. 2. You haven't seen any of the movies, Chris Persia? Oh. I'm not entirely sure I've watched a lot. Hey, that's fair. That's fine. All right, Kindle's missing Y chromosome. I don't remember. I have them all, says Brian McCain. So, okay. So that's a 1 then, Brian. Chris, you really need to go check out the movies. They are phenomenal. I'm going to get off of IMDb now because I'm just giving them free advertising. But yes, so you have 6 seasons. It's a short 6th season, but it is there. And then you have the movies, which are fantastic. And can I just say, for this being a mid to late 90s film, first of all, look at that costume. Look at that. That's a skeleton hanging from the ceiling, chained, covered in cobwebs. And that's tell me the set design is not fantastic and that these costumes are not on point. Fantastic work. You love to see it. Oh, look, blood that looks like blood. Fascinating. Okay, so for the longest time, I thought his name, this is almost as bad as Orange Gontin, okay? Not quite. It didn't click that the capital I looked like the lowercase L. So for the longest time, if I would see his name, I thought it was Lolis, like Lola, but with an S. So like Lolis. And my cousin was like, who? And I was like, Lolis. And he was like, I have no idea who you're talking about. I went and I was like, he's Hercules' best friend. I was like, they have each other's backs. This is a true, this would be, if they were cops, it would be a buddy cop. It would be a buddy cop film, right? But it wasn't a cop film. And he's like, do you mean Iolus? And I was like, is that how you say it? He was saying it wrong too. But I digress. Oh, look, there's all 6 seasons. The final season. Oh, it says it right there. How are you going to go from having to need 9 discs in a set to 8 episodes? What is that trash? Okay? I don't like it. Okay, I know they said his name in every episode. That wasn't the issue. The issue was when it was written down. Okay? No, because when India was spelled out, it was the capital I with the line on top and the line on the bottom. It wasn't just the straight up and down vertical line, okay? It was funny. And I was a kid. I was like 6, okay? Leave my Lolas alone, all right? I know how to thank you, American Comics Company. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to send it to my cousin, and we'll both have a good laugh over it because he'll understand why it's so funny. But it was just, it was fantastic. Like, there's so many good memories tied to this show. I dressed up as Xena one year. And I dressed up as Maggie from one of the movies, but I can't remember which. Look at how good, dude. This show was just so good. And, actors could act. And people are like, oh, the effects are so dated. And it's like, No. No, they're not dated. It's like really, quite frankly, a lot of the magic and like attacks. I know you guys can't see me doing like the air quotes, but they look a lot less cheesy than some of the crap we're getting now. But all right, listen, I'm gonna stop sharing stuff with you guys if you're gonna continue to make fun of me. You're gonna start calling him Lolis. Okay, Lolis. Look, Lolis. It's just it's a thing, all right? Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how he says it on the show, and it's Kevin, not Heaven, but he is from Heaven. I know. Lolis, toss me that sword. I'm going, who the hell is he talking to? Like, oh no, see, I did it again. I said Lolis. No, okay. Eolus. Oh my god. We're done with the name. We're done. I just said like, do you see how bad that is? But that looks like a lowercase L, okay? I'm sorry. Hercules was a great show. We're gonna get back to it. We're gonna get off of Lolis, okay? It's not. We're done. We're done with Lolis, okay? Oh my gosh. I'm done. We're done. It's his fault for having such a difficult name, okay? Why couldn't it have been like Hercules and Heath or something like that? No. Oh man. Good times. But anyway, to get back to the show, we have had many iterations of Hercules, and I genuinely I can't think of anyone who has portrayed Hercules as well. Certainly not guys, I'm a huge fan of my state. I really am. I love to see people that like succeed in it and from it, and they talk about it, like, but it seems like a lot of people who are from the Dakotas, they don't really like, I don't know, they don't talk about it a whole lot. Who is that one that was in the Transformers movie and went a date with Tan Hamilton, and he's married to Fergie, whatever his name is? He's from the Dakotas. And Kellen Lutz is from the Dakotas as well, and he is one of the actors that has played an iteration of Hercules. Was not impressed. It's just it wasn't. Yes, thank you, Raj Williams, Josh Jamal. Yeah. So this was his iteration of Hercules, and it was, I don't know. It just was not. It didn't meet Kevin Sorbo standards. Like, was he decent in it? Like, can he act? Yes, he's got some skills. But he is not of the caliber of Kevin Sorbo. He's just not. And then we have this travesty. Oh my god. So this is basically The Rock playing The Rock dressed up in allegedly Hercules garb. I mean, I think he looked better as the Scorpion King, like this picture. But I mean, this is like, you remember, the really cheap Halloween costumes you get that give you the fake six-pack for kids to be like superheroes or whatever? Yeah, that's what that looks like. And I don't like it. And so when you compare that to, hang on, it'll come back. When you compare that to what Kevin Sorbo would wear, in basically every episode he had his he was in his very almost like peasant, for lack of a better word, like his peasant shirt and leather trosses, and then he of course had the bracers on his arms. But like, this is, I don't even know when the Rock came, 2014, I guess. So we're talking a 20-year difference. And I mean, the bracers for sure look better. I prefer the peasant top because this just like, this looks plastic, like the here, let me get rid of my little deal there. So, because Hercules, of course, Hera hates him for many reasons, but mainly because, you know, Zeus cheated on her with another woman, and there was Hercules. But you've got the 12 labors of Hercules that, if I am remembering correctly, he goes through. He also faces the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But like, this looks like really cheap plastic, and the knife just kind of like, it doesn't, I don't know if that's actually supposed to be a knife or if that's a dagger in a sheath, but like, if that's not a sheath, he is in very serious danger of cutting off a very important appendage. I'm just saying, like, that's gonna pierce a carotid artery. Carotid, is that what's the one that runs through your leg? I forget. Carotid's up here. What runs down here? I know there's an artery in your leg. I can't think of what it's called right now. So at the very least, you're gonna cause arterial bleeding. And then also you might just slice off an appendage. Just saying. Now, granted, these are probably not rubber arms or legs, so that's helpful. Lady Thor. But I mean, Kevin's sword was pretty defined. Not anything like The Rock, of course. So we'd have to probably get, except that vein is kind of freaky. I don't know if I like that. That's really weird. But as far as like muscle definition, thank you. Yes, Chris Persia, femoral artery. I was looking for Boosh McFadden. Yeah, of course, Boosh would know what that one is. I knew what that was called. I couldn't think of it because you always go for the carotid. Just saying. But anyway, and then I'm not really sure, like, all the monsters that he faces, all the sludge he has to crawl through. Why would you not have pants? Like, why would you leave your legs that exposed? I mean, this is clearly, like, this isn't armor per se, but this is going to protect him from a lot of stuff. Quite a bit. So I'm not entirely sure why you wouldn't cover up your legs. And I mean, I guess points for chest armor, but you're Hercules, so like, if anybody gets close enough to your chest, you're just gonna, bash their skull in with your fist. Like, someone slices your femoral artery, you're kind of screwed. Just saying. So, one second, I am being paged in the background. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves for about 30 seconds. And we're back. Okay, sorry. I have a homemade lasagna in the oven and I had to go rip it out. Anyway, so Yeah, he loses points for the knife. I'm not really entirely sure what's going on. Like, at least Kevin Sorbo's Hercules belt makes some kind of sense. Like, he's got satchels and stuff that he can, like, carry axes and knives in. And then, like, he literally just has this band of leather that doesn't seem to serve any purpose. And a knife that if that is not a sheath, and that's just the bronze dagger from one of the legends of Hercules. That bronze dagger can do some damage, like severe damage. So it's yikes. If I had to choose between leg armor and chest armor, if I was Hercules, it would be leg armor. And then, I mean, it's Hercules. He can just pick something up and throw it at somebody. Like, he can literally move boulders 5 times his size. So this just doesn't make any sense. Plus, if you've got the impenetrable hide on, what are you wearing this for? Like, he literally has the lion on his head. Like, the lion. Hang on, where's it at? There's a better picture with it. Right here. I'm going to screw this up. Is it the Nicenian lion? I can't remember how to say it. But its hide was impenetrable, so Hercules, one of the 12 labors, was to slay it. He used the lion's own claws to defeat the lion, and he would wear it. So why, if you have this, which is an impenetrable hide, except for the claws that you have on your person currently, which means there's no arrow that's going to fly and hit you. There's no blade that can pierce it. Why are you wearing cheap why do you have this piece of plastic on you? I don't understand. You know what I mean? And then, of course, but then you've got Hercules got shot, stabbed, sliced, diced, and he survived. I think there's only a few things that can actually kill him because he is a demigod. I know that recent iterations have Hercules, especially the Disney version. As much as I love the Disney movie and the songs, that is so inaccurate. But they seem really, they really want to make Hercules basically just like a dumb gym jock, as opposed to actual Hercules, who was a demigod, and it would take literally an act of the gods to kill him, basically. I think there's a poison that can kill him, there's a blade that can kill him, and then, of course, if Hera hates you, I guess you're kind of just SOL. But in the series, that's one of the cool things, because that's Hera's eyes in that opening that we saw at the very beginning. It's just she was watching him and kind of hoping that he would fail and would always try to put obstacles up, but then he would earn her respect, but then he'd lose it just as fast because he would do something okay, so Hera is kind of the original, not feminist, but she she basically hated anytime Hercules acted like a man. If he went into a harem and slept with a bunch of women or let a bunch of women touch him or stuff like that, she got mad. I don't know if it was jealousy or simply because she didn't want him to be happy because she hated him that much. Okay, but not in the show, Phantom Outsider. Oh, sorry. Yes, that's correct. Boosh, you're the one that said it. That's not... Is that... He did the killing. Boosh, what is with you tonight? You're very back and forth on stuff. But... Kendall's missing my chromosome for $2. Thank you. Says Seth Rogen could play Hercules. No. Did you fall on your head tonight? Hard. You know what I mean? Had more sense than he has given. Yeah, it's been really disheartening to watch people I guess I don't even know how you do this, but like they've emasculated Hercules, and it's just, oh yeah, I know Phantom Outsider. Yes, I am aware of that. But like it seems ridiculous to me. See, this is why Hera's such a typical woman. Like for being a goddess, the queen of the gods. She's pretty typical. Like how are you going to get mad at the child that was born out of your cheating husband's affair? Why are you mad at the kid? Like, yeah, I know she was also mad at Zeus, but like why are you mad at the kid? He didn't ask for this. But I don't know. It's just, yes, Project Storytime. If Zeus would have just kept it in his pants and didn't cheat his brothers, right? So he cheated. So he and Hades double cheated Poseidon. And Zeus, of course, backstabbed Hades because Hades was like, I want the largest kingdom. And Zeus was like, you got it. And of course, gave him the underworld, which is technically the largest kingdom, but it's the dead. Like, it's literally the dead. So it's not, he doesn't get to peruse up on Olympus, on Mount Olympus with all of his siblings and nieces and nephews / siblings. And man, the Greek gods in general probably should have just stayed in the Titan's stomach. I'm just saying. But it's, yeah, like, I think Athena and Artemis are the only two virgin goddesses. Am I wrong? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I took Greek mythology. But it's just weird. I don't know. Yeah, no, Hera was petty. Like, she's the goddess of marriage and she can't even get her. Oh my God. No, that actually makes perfect sense. It's the woman who can't deal with her own home and her own house and her own marriage, but she's going to give advice and guidance on everybody else's. Man, like, yes, it's complicated. We're getting into actual Greek, obviously, in the TV series, but like, yeah, it's, I think you're right. I think Hestia is, but there's not very many of them. There's not very many. I think it's those three. I think it's Artemis of the moon, Athena, war and wisdom, and then what was Hestia? Is that the hearth, like the home? Hestia, goddess of the home? I don't remember. Guys, it's been too long. Hold on. Greek mythology, Hestia. Oh, look at that. Pops right up. Hestia, goddess of the hearth. Yeah, so Hestia is a virgin goddess of the hearth. Okay, so yeah, we've got Artemis is the moon and the hunt. Hestia is the hearth and family. And Athena is wisdom and war. So, man, see, Greek mythology is just like, keep it in your pants, Zeus. Keep it in your pants. That's really the takeaway. Is just keep it in, when in doubt, keep it in your pants. Like for real. But I think I don't know. It, like when you have a series like this that runs for so long, and in the 90s, like, I mean, you had 6 seasons, and that is not unheard of, but that's an exceptionally long time. There's a reason why when Friends hit 10 seasons, it was a big deal. That was not a common thing for a series to hit that. So you had Frasier, You had Seinfeld, and you had Friends. They all hit 10 seasons, and it was like this really big milestone. And now it's like, well, if your show doesn't make it to 10 seasons, it was a failure. No, that's not true. Definitely not. But I think if it came down to it, like if they were like, you can only have one iteration of Hercules for the rest of your life. So there's a couple of animated films, not just the Disney one. There's a couple of animated films. There's a couple of other series like the Young Hercules, which God no. And there's a few other iterations of Hercules. I would honestly pick this one. Like if I could have all the films and all the seasons, this would be my pick for Hercules. And I really do think that this is the pick for most people when it comes to this to this particular tale, when it comes to Hercules, because it just did such a good job of Gina Davis. This was who I was talking about earlier. Sorry, Gina Torres. Oh, they're in the tub. But like, also, feminists must lose their mind when they watch this show, or they see like boob armor everywhere. This is fantastic. Yeah, Gina Torres. She's a great actress. I had forgotten that she was in this. There's like, and that's the hilarious thing too. Like, there's no forced diversity in this show at all. Bruce Campbell. Nope. We're not going to Fun Pop or Fan Pop, whatever it is. Like, he's always a laugh. But like, guys, some of this costume work and some of this set design, and definitely like, this is a hell of a promotional picture. This looks way better than anything that we have gotten from, I mean, I'm not going to say it. Trop. We'll call it Trop. Yes. Gina Torres in Firefly is fantastic. But yes, Athena is a virgin goddess born from Zeus's forehead after Hephaestus split Zeus's wig with a hammer from the pain. Yeah, no, he had a headache. And so Hephaestus split his head open and she popped out. But yeah, it's always fascinating to see. Like, this is so, like, first of all, that's an emotion on his face. Like, oh my God. That's an emotion on his, he is emoting. I don't even know what to do with this right now. Also, can I just say, I love that his wife was also in this show. It's fantastic. But like, we get seduction, we get fear, shock, awe, distress. Oh my God, he's emoting so well. Oh, and then there's Lucy Lawless with just like, is it just me, or does it look like she's just going to murder you 24/7? Like, for real. It is so great. I just love this show so much. Look at this. There's so, that is tiny. Can't really see it. But like, you have the set pieces, you've got the costumes, you have the casting, you've got the chemistry. There's Kevin Sorbo with his shirt off. Won't hear me complain. But I really do thoroughly enjoy how this was fun, but there was also tension, and there were stakes, and there was talent. There was a lot of talent in this show. I need to make this. This is a fantastic costume. I love it. I'm so sad that we don't get stuff like this anymore. Where yeah, exactly, Boosh. Exactly. That's why like I just have to giggle when all these people are like, oh, we have the first da, 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 da. And I'm like, nope. No. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even by the skin of your teeth. This is one of my favorite pictures. Look at this promo. First of all, that's gorgeous back there. And then, of course, you've got Xena with just her iconic outfit and weapons. Hercules, I love that the two of them were such good friends. It does break my heart that they aren't as close as they were. And then, of course, I'm not doing it. Elis and Gabrielle. Okay. No, we're not even going to touch on that. We'll talk about Xena, don't worry. This is the month of TV series, by the way. We're just going to hit a whole bunch of really great TV series. But we're not going to be able to go super in depth in any one season because we're just going to sort of hit highlights and some lowlights. Be like, oh, this, that, and the other. Dude, can I just say, I mean, the amount of effort that went into this series, it's just fantastic. There's so much love. There's so much care. At no point did you think that there was a corner cut. I mean, with stuff recycled, I'm sure, different sets, different dungeons, different effects. But, for the most part, the actors themselves made up for it because there was enough dimension and enough talent and enough range between all of them that you really did feel like you were getting something more than a simple regurgitation of the previous week's episode, right? And people are like, oh, but the effects are so terrible. Honestly, for it being in the 90s, again, these are not that bad. And the centaurs in this, they're a lot better than some of the stuff I've seen to date. Look, this actually doesn't look too freaking terrible. I've seen worse Photoshops for sure. But I don't know. It's people think that because now, oh, well, you can tell that it's not real. Well, yeah, no kidding, dipshit. It's about Hercules. What made you think that this was real? And they're like, oh, well, suspension of disbelief. And I'm like, no, that's not how suspension of disbelief works. For a production like Amazon that has allegedly spent $1 billion on it, you should, it should look, feel, you should be able to smell that stuff through the screen. There should not be one slip. There should not be one item that makes you go, hang on, that looks out of place or that doesn't look real. But for especially television series who, we're going to have to go back to IMDb, aren't we? And now it's going to be in my history. Oh, look at that. It's in my history. Wait, that's Tombstone. Holy crap. Here we go. Does it give me a budget? I don't remember. Production, box office, and more. Oh, it's going to make me go to pro. I'm not going to do that. I don't know what the budget. Of course, it was filmed in New Zealand. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see. What was the budget for Hercules? Should we just do season 1 or should we do the whole series? We'll just do season 1. Okay. No, I don't want to know how much it's going to cost me to buy it. Hang on. Xena had a higher budget than Hercules. That would make sense to me. I doubt that it was $1 million per episode. What? Okay, no, we're getting out of Reddit. I don't, here, let's see. Does the numbers have anything? The Xena fandom, groups.google. Nope. The Witcher recap. Why? What? Nope. All right, we're not going down that hole. All right. Close up. I don't know, guys. Apparently, though, Reddit thinks that it's $1 million. I don't think Xena got $1 million an episode, but it could be wrong. You never know. It definitely, like, the quality of the show is definitely reflected. I mean, it's absolutely high quality, especially for the mid-90s. Oh, it's Sam. That's his wife. But I think part of what makes it so hard today is people really want to be completely consumed and enveloped in their entertainment. It's like they want to, like, truly immersive. I'm not sure if that's because of video games. I'm not sure if that's because they're all pensive. Love it. I'm not really sure why that's a thing, but it seems like any type of break in their escapism really pushes a lot of people over the edge, and I'm not entirely sure why. Suspension of disbelief can get you pretty far with a lot of stuff, and honestly, as long as you know what to expect, which is a 1990 mid-90s this is more of like a swords and sandals, not even really sword and sorcery, but like a sword and sandals epic on a relatively, I guess for the 90s it was a pretty decent budget, but for as far as fantasy goes, kind of modest maybe. I don't think anybody should be surprised. Oh, here they are lined up. Yeah, so they each have 6 seasons. So like I said, the character development in them is fantastic. It's some of the best storytelling I think I've ever seen. You've got Ares, you've got Hercules, Aeolus, Lola's. Aphrodite shows up. Bruce Campbell. I can't remember what he plays, but of course we saw Gina Torres, and you've got Lucy Lawless that pops in there. Sam Sorbo, who is Kevin Sorbo's wife, is in a few episodes. I can't think of. Oh, Robert Trevor. That's his name. I couldn't think of it. He's in this. So there's a lot of fantastic actors in this. And I think really it's such a character-driven show, and Kevin Sorbo just does such a fantastic job. He didn't have to over try. He didn't have to, overact. Like, it's funny, the disappointed scene, because he was just supposed to, like, he wasn't supposed to actually say it, but then he did, and they were like, we're totally keeping it. And it's just, you have those moments in the show. Some of this stuff is incredibly iconic, and it gets referred back to a lot. There's a lot of Easter eggs. A lot of the stuff from this series is an Easter egg in other shows, not just Xena, but like even to this day, you'll see sort of callbacks to this particular iteration of Hercules. And really, from what I noticed, when most people say Hercules, they either think of the Disney animated film or they think of this series. And more often than not, it's this series. I think that there is an incredible amount of heart and passion, and the writing is like, is every episode perfect? No, you're gonna have some stinkers, of course. But it, like, for the most part, it had heart, it had compassion, it had trials, it had overcoming. I mean, really, it was overall an exceptionally well written show with actors who cared and who showed up to put their heart and soul into their roles. And so I think that if you're looking for a series, because some of you have asked me, like, up to this point, you're like, oh, well, like, is there anything that, like, is there something longer that we can watch? We did do, you know, a couple of, so like Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, and different stuff like that. But I don't think we've really hit a series. We did Mythica, which was the 5 films, which Kevin Sorbo was also in. I'm not ashamed. But if you're looking for a series, that's what this month is going to be about, because there's so much stuff that's about to drop that's quite terrible. That is quite terrible, actually. But there are fantastic series out there, fantasy series, action series. I guess we could do like a procedural series, but I don't know which one I would pick. But it's just, you have 6 seasons and 5 films to enjoy of Hercules. I mean, first of all, my guys out there, there is a crap ton of beautiful women in this show. I mean, like, a crap ton of beautiful women. Like, they're just like, I don't know if they just went to like a Victoria's Secret rejection line, and because Victoria's Secret was like, oh, your left boob is a little bit too high, sorry, no go. And then the Hercules showrunners were like, hey, come here, we would love to have you on the show, you're beautiful. But like, this show is just blondes, brunettes, redheads, short hair, long hair, curly hair, straight hair, updos, long waves, you name it, it's in this show. See? Redhead. Like, blonde. Lucy Lawless is over here with her brunette. We got another brunette. They're everywhere. There are far less. It's funny, too, because, like, in some of these, you know, it's like, it has to be this attractive, seductive woman who has to, like, entrap them and sort of love of God. So, like, you know, they had to like lure them in or whatever, and then it's always funny to me when they have to take a gorgeous woman and make her ugly, like, you know, like she has to change faces or whatever, and you're like, yeah, but I can still tell you're hot underneath that. And then, of course, I get to stare at Kevin Sorbo all day, so I'm not mad. Look at that. That's some grit and determination right there. So, and yes, ladies, there's plenty of, even if they are Hercules' sworn enemy, there's plenty of good-looking men, because we're not ashamed of good-looking men and women here on Nostalgic Nirvana. We, in fact, enjoy beauty of all kinds, men and women, masculine beauty and feminine beauty. And we appreciate when they don't confuse the two, or shame the two, or hide the two. But yeah, Hera was the original, like, she's literally just a typical woman. She's taking out her anger on a child who had no say in the matter because she thinks that's the best. Like, women like that, by the way, are truly evil. Women who use children to, like, torture or manipulate or harm men in any way, shape, or form. Like, if you have to co-parent with someone and you're like, well, if you don't give me $100 right now, you're not going to get to see your kid. That is absolutely one of the most evil things that you could ever possibly do to another human being. How dare you use an innocent child in your sick, twisted, controlling games. It's utterly disgusting. I love this picture. Oh my god. Look at that. That's a beautiful sword. Better than anything we've seen come out of Trop, that's for sure. But yeah, so, you know, you've got Hera, who literally is this sick, twisted, demented, psycho goddess. She's literally the queen of the gods. And she's gonna, you know, just torture this one kid because her husband couldn't keep it in his pants. What in the ever-loving Aphrodite or Cupid or someone needs to give her a heart? Something. Like, I don't know how you could exist being that miserable. But I do wish that they would come back to a masculine iteration of Hercules. He was intelligent, he had wit, he had charm, it wasn't just his muscles, because you got to understand, he had to avoid Hera. Like, some of the episodes is literally Hera has thrown him into a trap and he has to figure out how to get out, or someone's going to die. It might be him, it might be somebody he cares about. You don't know. So, like, I don't understand. Like, why didn't Zeus just put Hera in a cage or something? That probably wouldn't go over very well. She'd eventually break out, and then it'd be even worse. We're just clicking on random pictures of Kevin Sorbo, by the way. Look, he's blacksmithing. I don't know what he's blacksmithing, but he's blacksmithing. He's doing a very good job at it. I don't remember what this scene is from. I'm going to go find it, though, and I'll let you guys know. I will report back, okay? I'll report back. Look at this! Ba-bam! And you see any wires? No, this is Kevin Sorbo literally doing a flying kick to some poor extra who's dressed as but yeah, like, look at that. That is a do you see a wire anywhere? No. No, you do not. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is just freaking impressive. Ooh. Bam. Look, he's all covered in blood and sweat. Look! Look! He had to put in work and effort. And it shows. And then he didn't have to sit there and narrate for 30 minutes about what he did. I'm just saying. Okay, but he's a demigod, Mark Lasurth, so I said Mark Lasurth. I need to go to bed. Lasurth. Mark. He's a demigod. I don't know. Does smelted gold hurt a demigod? I have no idea. I don't think that's an episode in Hercules. Dude, he had to play opposite so many gorgeous women. I wonder how many men are jealous of him, because I'm telling you right now, they don't make the women look like this anymore. At all. Like, not at all. Miss Aphrodite, by the way. So yeah, like, the women in today, like, I was stunned when I saw some of the actresses from The Wheel of Time and Amazon, and even a couple from a few other shows that I can't think of right off the top of my head. But I'm like, why did they make Halo? What's her face chick who was like the only human inside the Covenant, and it completely, like, whatever that nonsense was. I can't remember her name. But basically just wanted to, like, ride on Chief until, you know, a different man who was just doing his job shot her, and then suddenly all men were bad again. But, like, we don't get women looking like this anymore, y'all. It's just, it does not happen. It don't happen. And we don't get Kevin Sorbos anymore. I mean, really, really, we don't. So I don't know how many men are jealous, because, I mean, he literally did play the quintessential Hercules. Like, oh, man. He got to be masculine. He got to be adventurous. He showed vulnerability, but in different ways. He was clever, he was intimidating, he was compassionate, he cared about the weak. Like, look at this. Tell me that that's not amazing. Honest to God, that's fantastic. And like, you get to go through the whole series of him kicking ass, taking names, taking care of stuff, and just being a man all the way through. And you get women who look like women who you really are just like, man, that, like, I want to look like that. I want women to play opposite me that look like that. Where did all the women go? Where did all the women go? Why are they hiding? And not all of them were gorgeous. Like, they had to make her specifically look really gaunt because of who she plays. But like, that's what I'm saying. They did a really excellent job capturing all of that, and they weren't afraid to do stuff like this. But now, like, the Halo chick, I saw a picture of her not in Halo garb, in Silver Timeline Halo garb, anyway. And she's actually a knockout, but you'd never know because they've made her look like a friggin' potato sack that was bald, basically. And it's just, I miss it. Yes, he was, Boosh. Yes, he was. So, this month, y'all are getting your wish. If I had to rate this series, I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's fantastic. Like I said, is every episode absolutely perfect? No. But is the overarching story fantastic? Yes. Is there care, passion, and love put in by everyone, cast and crew? Yes. And has it basically solidified itself as the main Hercules iteration? Yes, it has. Nothing else has really come close. The Disney movie is, it's what, like 111 minutes, I think, is the Disney movie. And is the Disney movie good? I mean, I enjoy the crap out of the Disney movie, but I mean, it doesn't touch to, like, it's a great little film, but the depth and the care and the story and the character arcs, the story arcs, the absolute incredible ability of the actors, just with their chemistry, with their talent, with their presence. It really does take it to sort of another level, and it's incredible to witness. And is there some bad CGI? Yes, there's some bad CGI. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But for the most part, this is a really practical effect driven show. And it's character driven. So it's got it leans heavy on practical effects, and it's very character driven and character motivated. And of course, Hercules is just trying to get out from Hera's thumb, from Hera's curse, because of what she made him do. And Boosh keeps yelling it in the chat, and Boosh, we're trying to not talk about that, okay? Because I don't want to, like, turn anybody off. But there's a lot in here to love, and quite frankly, I think if you give it a chance, especially with the story, it's something that you're going to thoroughly enjoy. So I really, really hope that you guys check it out. So we've been going about 1 hour and 10 minutes. I really appreciate every single one of you. It was absolutely fantastic. So much fun. I'm going to check the donation side. Kinnell's missing Y chromosome. I think I missed that other super chat from you. Hang on. Where's it at? Let me see. See, I got so distracted. This is what happens when I don't watch the chat. I lose stuff. Here we go. Then I'd cast Leslie Jones as Aphrodite or Xena. No, you are not a casting director. I will never hire you to be a casting director. Yes, exactly. Is it Aragmar Verilion? Aragmar Verilion. Yes. Hercules is a great pulpy heroic fun. Yes. This is a great show. It's a great series. You can watch it with kids who are a little bit older, probably around, I think I was like 8 or 9 when I started watching it. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot that you can sort of like not take away from it, but that you can really enjoy, and you know, it gives you a lot of stuff that you can compare it against, something you can compare it against modern day shows and films. I promise this one's gonna win. It's gonna win. But outside of that, tomorrow at 6 a.m. Central Time, one of our dear friends, Steeg, is going to join me, and we are doing our 1985, I almost said 1995, Blockbuster Archive. So that will be tomorrow at 6 a.m. Central Time. So make sure you tune in for that. And then next Saturday, the 13th, is mine and Lethal's Sailor Moon stream at 8:15 p.m. Central. And we have a special guest confirmed who will be coming, and I am really excited for it. And then, of course, we have Nostalgic Nirvana next Thursday, and I should have a couple of other things hopefully dropping before then. They might be shorts, they might be vids. You'll have to tune in and see. But I, again, appreciate every single one of you guys. And yes, Trevangel, yep, FNT is tomorrow. So, guys, I genuinely appreciate every single one of you so much. You guys are amazing. You make this so much fun and well worth it. If you guys, if you guys only knew how much it really meant to me, I don't know. But I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to next week. We're going to just do a general overture of a series again, like we did with this one. And now I'm going to go shopping and find season 6 of Hercules, so that I can have it. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope all of you have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me that you spend your time, and I know how valuable it is, especially during evenings and stuff like that now. So the fact that you guys are here really means a lot. I appreciate every single one of you. God bless, Godspeed, and good night.